Am I smelling a false flag attempt coming from the east of Europe? I don't know if you remember this, but you remember last month when Finland was put on high alert because they thought they were about to be invaded by Russian drones. Did that come across your radar?
I think I read it. Yes, yes, yeah.
No. Of course, any threat coming in could only be from Russia. After all, Vladimir Putin is a very naughty boy. But back to Finland, they went on red alert, affecting 1.8 million Finns. Helsinki Sanomat, which in English is Helsinki Messages, is a
Yeah.
broad newspaper from that region, reported this week that the occurrence took place on the 15th of May in the southern region of Uusimaa. The alert closed down Helsinki airport and made a lockdown order by the authorities. Now, the Finnish top brass was slow to come forward with any details, as just pointed towards Moscow. It's the Russians, I tell you, it's the
Yeah.
Russians. But this newspaper where I got this from, published that the red alert was put into place after the authorities received an alert from Ukraine. The drones were theirs. What were they doing going towards Helsinki isn't sure. Like I said in other podcasts,
Yeah.
one drone, of course, is one thing.
Yes.
A fleet of drones going in the opposite in one direction. It's
Yeah. There's
intention.
lots of suspicion. Yes.
In any rate, the drones didn't make it to the destination because Russia blew them out of the sky whilst they were homing in. The Finnish parliament was not pleased by the fact they were kept in the dark during the supposed threat.
Mm.
There are a series of errors with Ukrainian drones over recent months, with the wandering drone syndrome also visiting Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania.
All right.
The Prime Minister of Finland, Petteri Orpo, has
Yeah.
spoken to Zelensky, saying that his drones trying to enter Finland is unacceptable.
Oh, yeah.
To which Zelensky replied, "Sorry, mate." So you got these drones heading towards Finland, armed
Yeah.
drones heading towards
Yeah.
Finland. Russia blew them out of the sky. I think uh, once Ukraine realized that they'd been taken down,
Mm.
then they said to Finland, "We have some drones heading your way,"
Yes.
right? Because they knew they'd been rumbled
Yes.
before
Mm.
the act, and because Finland has this Putin is a bad man
Well.
syndrome in their
Yeah.
heads,
Mm.
automatically they pointed to Moscow and said it must have been them. And ironically, it was Moscow that saved
Dave.
Finland
Yeah.
from from the invasion. How about that one?
Yes. I think it's a that could be a script for a new comedy film, actually. Yeah. One of our drones is missing, or some of our drones have gone missing. Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, obviously we're looking at it and it's very often here's this, we get the facts dripping. Yeah. I wouldn't like to think that the Ukrainians would have deliberately tried to cause problems with Finland, who are on a high alert about the Russians. And you have to admit, I mean, the Russians do sometimes encroach Finland territory to see how their reaction is. Yeah.
How
But
how about how about if Ukraine tried to make the Finns think it was Russia,
no, that's the
and the
point I'm making.
and
Yeah.
and the drones landed and destroyed something, and Finland, being part of NATO,
Yeah.
attacked Russia and
Well, no,
retaliated against Russia,
yeah, that's
and
what,
that brings the whole thing into
yeah.
NATO.
I mean, yeah, that's what I said. I wouldn't like to think Ukraine were playing that game.
You
Given
wouldn't.
no, I wouldn't like to think they're playing the game. I'm not suggesting it's possibly not not gone through some Ukrainian some Ukrainian yeah, okay, generals or propagandists or somebody's mind to do this. Yeah. Um, I mean, it's yes, and that's what concerns me. I mean, yes, you can't just apologize. Sorry, even if it's an incident. Yeah, well, sorry. Yeah, sorry, mate. You know, some of our high explosive drones nearly landed on some of your your people. You know,
My
perfectly.
sorry, mate, my bad.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I'm thinking the geography of the land. That's Finland's up here, isn't it? Ukraine's there. Russia's over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Like, I mean, you can probably bet that the Americans are tracking where all these things are all coming from. I mean, not everyone admits to exactly knowing everything they know about. Yeah, because it would they've got that capability.
Yeah.
Um, I'd imagine that you could possibly have a satellite spot. Oh no, they're not that big. These drones are not exactly massive things. Yeah, from what I understand. Yeah, but yeah, I imagine you we call them a swarm of drones now. Swarm meaning quite a number of them, probably four or more. It's a swarm. I'd imagine you'd probably notice them. Um, yeah, very, very strange. And I'm just trying to, yes, I mean, and the other question I would have is why would Russia at the in the state they are be attacking Finland now? Um, that's my immediate question. They're struggling. Okay, if we're to believe a lot of the press and some press also out of Russia that the Russians are struggling in Ukraine, really. Otherwise, it'd have taken by now, or they're holding back. Whatever the scenario is, they're not about to start to open up another front. The
I,
Russians
I
are.
don't I don't know if you remember this, but when this conflict started,
Yeah,
basically over the winter months,
yeah,
there was very little movement
yeah,
because of the area where they were at. You know, everybody was getting bogged down, and it was
yeah,
better not to do anything. Just
yeah,
hold your position.
yes,
What's happened is that the Western press is saying that the Ukrainians are gaining ground on Russia, but it was only 0.4% of the ground that
yeah,
Russia had advanced.
yeah,
You know, and so over the winter, basically, there wasn't much advances made by either side,
yeah,
simply because the terrain wouldn't allow it, which is
mm,
why they're using drones, I suppose.
yeah,
Um, but now it's coming to summertime, and you're going to across there,
mm.
and you know, I'm sure we're going to see some more boots on the ground running around.
Well, I'd sooner they signed a peace agreement and it all ended, and I don't want to see any more boots running around personally. But that's
Well,
yeah,
you know, uh, the EU is trying to muscle their way in to making a peace deal
mm,
because they don't want all the spoils to go to the US.
mm.
You know, but I mean, it's the EU that's been supplying the Ukraine with the money and the arms.
Yeah, which are evidently not being used for their
And, and the fact that the EU was willing to go and speak with Putin
yeah,
suggests that they are the ones who are suffering
yeah, yeah,
because, you know, there's no oil, no cheap gas, no cheap oil. Um, you know, talk about shooting yourself in the foot, sanctions here and there.
yeah.
It's just
So
making everything
so
not very well in the EU.
so what you're saying is Putin probably has three aces. He just needs the one more, and he's got it. Yeah, in his hand. Yeah, just imagine Putin sitting there, with a load of cards in his hand with his
Yeah,
expressionless face, because you don't know what he's thinking or what he has or doesn't have. I mean, ultimate cold warrior. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what makes him a good president.
Well, for Russia, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure I want him in charge of
Well,
the UK, but yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's yeah. He's a strong leader. This is what we've said before. I mean, going off there, what comes after him? But we said it in the previous podcast. Um, but getting back to our drone problem, as it is, yes, very suspicious. The Finnish have now either got to say we've got a manufacturing problem with our drones, or we did it deliberately. What's it going to be? Now,
the
if I
Ukrainians.
the Ukrainians, sorry, not the Finnish, the Ukrainians.
Hmm.
If I was sitting in Russia, I'd be laughing from here to here.
And I'm sure they are.
Yeah, and then Putin going there. They go, but we're the good guys in all this. We're the good guys at the moment. We prevented a potential escalation. Yeah, because we have the ability to do it. I mean, the frightening thing is that possibly Russia has more ability to stop these things than probably the West does. That's something to think about, people. If Russia, if this report is accurate, and okay, we've got to be careful for any report we get. No disrespect to you, Steve, because you do your research. I've just been hit with this cold, so I think of it critically. Maybe we're still struggling guessing how to stop drones in the West, and Russia seems to have the technology to do it. Think about that. Yeah. And if Russia has it, probably means China has it as well, possibly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And possibly Iran now. Yeah. So let's all think about that. If you like, my concerns will be elsewhere. I mean, yeah, I mean, hopefully if I mean, that would have been even more suspicious if they'd have actually landed in a non-populated area. So they were trying to create a red flag without actually creating a major incident. That would have been even more suspicious, possibly. Yeah, very, very interesting story. And no doubt there'll be some more developments. You'll keep your eye on, Steve. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm always got my nose to the grind wheel.